Going live. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Can you hear me and see me okay? Hey, Kelly, you're first. I see we had 3 people on here. Let us know who you are and where you're tuning in from. Let me get my screen up here. All right. Looks like I'm live and everything looks okay. Even the stable connection today. So just got back from walking my puppy. We went and walked I think it was over an hour and a half, maybe about an hour and 15 minutes. And hey, and we just got back and now I am here with all of you. So I am still in my tank top. Sorry about that. I didn't really think about it. I was just like, oh, time to go live. Let's go talk to friends. So, hey, Rebecca.
You're decent.
Right? So we are live hanging out here. Now it says no data. Kelly, if you're still here, can you let me know if you can see me and hear me? It's still green though, so.
I'm playing you on YouTube, so I can hear you or see
you
you over
can?
there.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can see us. Excellent. Well, thanks for coming on. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you're always so busy.
I always have things to do and I'm trying to get what I can when the house is quiet. Right now I'm lucked out that my daughter, youngest, is still sleeping and my oldest is in a class with Kim.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Kelly can hear us. Awesome. So let's get started right away.
Okay.
I don't know much about pods, so I'm glad Rebecca is here to talk about it, and I'll be here asking questions today.
And I'll do my best.
Yeah. I did do a little bit of research. I keep saying Kelly. Rebecca sent me a bunch of things, so thank you to Rebecca for making sure you guys all have the good information over here. So, Rebecca, what is an Outschool pod?
So a pod is a team of teachers working together to create a full experience for the learners. It kind of started the pilot program this summer where they wanted to do Outschool summer adventures. And so they would have a team of 2 or 3 teachers that would teach all at once on the same day. They'd have like a 3-hour class. And so the kids would have like a camp. So for 4 days, they'd have 3 hours a day and be like, there you go. And so the teachers would be like in the classrooms the whole 3 hours and then have breakout rooms and then have big group activities. And so they want to kind of play with that for the school year and have that kind of mentality. A lot of pods, and this is like, when I talk about pods, I'm talking about the pods of learners, but then there's the teams of teachers. So it's easy to get the confusions, but they want to have the learner stay in a pod and then move from teacher to teacher to teacher to get the full curriculum. Right. So in my teams, there's 1 teacher per day teaching like 30 minutes to an hour per day. Like I would do Monday, somebody else would do Tuesday, somebody else would do Wednesday. So the learners would stay the same and use the same link to get in, but they'd have like math one day and then drawing the next day and then movement the 3rd day with the different teachers.
Oh, good to know. So yeah, an Outschool pod it's a small, consistent group of learners and who learn together and stay in the same virtual classroom. So how does that benefit the learners?
It really helps with community because when I enroll my daughter in Outschool, I just like, that class looks good. Okay, that one looks good, but I don't know who else is in the class. I don't know the learners in the class. I don't know the parents in the class. She just jumps in and has to say hi to these strangers every day.
Right.
Unless she's in a consistent ongoing class and then she gets to maintain those friendships. Well, having this pod of learners, they are committed to this multi-day course of at least a month. It does go on longer, but they pay 1 month at a time and they see the same friends every day. So they get to have that friendship.
Good. So it's individualized, it's small group instruction. And I was going to ask another question.
Yes, so it's maximum of 8 students.
Oh, okay. Good. I didn't have that on my list, but that is.
Yeah, so it is still a small group and they really get to know the other 7 learners in their pod.
Okay. And do the teachers make their own curriculum?
Yes, they do. So they work as a team to make whatever curriculum they want to make, whatever grades they want to do. They find the strengths as a team of 2 to 5 teachers and say, this is what we want our class to feel like and to look like. Let's then promote it.
Okay, cool. And you said parents would pay every 4 weeks, right? It's
Yes.
a month
Yes. It's a
long?
multi-day course. And so they pay in one big lump sum for 4 weeks. And we're getting ready to end our first 4 weeks. So
Mhm.
some of us have openings because they didn't fill up all the way, or we lost a few students. So we sent that private link to the current students for the next 4 weeks. But if it's
Mhm.
not full yet, we will open it to public so anybody else can join in for the next 4 weeks. So we have a full class of 8. And the
So
kids that I have are like, sure, come on in. We can have new kids. That's fine. So
yeah,
I don't feel bad about that.
yeah. Awesome. So did the teachers all get together and decide everything? Are you assigned a team, or how did you get started in this?
No, it's definitely self-made. So there is a Facebook thread on the Outschool Teacher Hub that was set up
Okay.
back in August saying, if you want to be on a team, put your name, your age that you like to teach, and your subject, and just throw it out there. And if other people want to join your team, you can go that one. You kind of make
Yeah.
your team. And then once you have your team of 2 to 5 teachers, you apply as a team saying, this is what we want to teach together. We've got it all figured out. Let's have approval. And then the
Yeah.
Outschool people say, yes, this looks good, or no, you got to tweak this, or whatever they do behind the
Oh, okay.
scenes. So there's a lot of application processes. And then once you get your idea approved and you submit everything, then you get a class listing, and then parents can sign up for that.
Oh, neat. My wheels are still turning.
Right. I mean, it's a lot, and there's a lot of behind the scenes work to be
Yeah.
approved as a pod. But you are paid individually. So that's nice. It's not like an organization where like a lot of people above you get overhead money.
Right. So you get paid. Oh,
Yes.
Jenny's
So like
here.
Outschool will still take the 30% off. Okay.
Okay.
So then your 70% will be split equally amongst how many teachers you have teaching.
Okay.
So if there's
Good.
one big lump sum, let's say, I don't know, $600 for the class, which is ridiculous. I think most of like $300 for the class, whatever. You take 30% off, the rest of it, let's say there's $300 left after
Right.
that, then each teacher would get $100
Okay.
for that, each learner.
And are all the classes priced differently? Do you get to set that, or?
Yes, we get to set that. So they give us an idea, but we get to set it. Some teachers go between $10 to $20 an hour. One of
Mhm.
my teams is an hour-long class that's $16 an hour. Another one of my teams is a half-hour class at $10 for a half hour. So we can just decide,
Amongst
what
the
we want
team.
to charge.
Good. And I think you have one that's pretty close to being full, if not full, right?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, my team with 5 people that has Marianne and Evelyn Joy and Rachel Scheffel and Pam. Some of them I've seen before and some of them I've not met before. There's
Mhm.
5 of us, and we teach half-hour classes. And we offered 5 different times out there, and only 2 really booked. But those 2 booked out full at 8 people, but we did
Excellent.
cancel the other 3. So we're
Okay.
just doing 2 of those sections. So a lot of it's just like a regular Outschool teacher. You throw out times and you see what sticks. And you do
Right.
have to kind of cancel, because I'm like, we can't just teach one learner amongst the 5 of us. That's just not going to work out. So
Yeah.
you need to meet your minimum.
Right.
With the one that I teach with Jerry, the All-Stars class, we offered 2 different times and only 1 really booked well. So that one's almost full. Last time I looked, I had like 6 or 7 students. So there's room for a little bit more. And that teaches every day for an hour.
Every day, 1 hour.
Yep.
And how
And
many
that's with
teachers?
me and Jerry and Shannon has movement.
And what is your All-Stars class based on? What are your classes?
So both of the ones I'm in, I do the math and science part of it.
Okay.
Yeah, the All-Stars is ages like 6 to 8. And then I'm part of the Bright Horizons Academy, which is ages 3 to 5.
Okay. Hey, Jerry.
Hi.
Are
And
you
Jerry's
here
on 2
between
pods as
classes?
well, or 2 teams as well.
What's that?
Jerry, you're on 2 teams as well.
I'm on 2 teams also. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just like making a cameo appearance.
Yeah,
between.
you're in 2 pods as well. And are you between classes right now?
I am. That's why I'm moving all around, because I had dirty water. I have to have clean water for the next one.
Okay. Tell them why you have dirty water and you need clean water, because people might not know you
art
are.
class. Let me explain this.
Okay.
It's her drink.
Cup of water. Yeah, dirty water from my paint class. We were printing today. We were doing some printmaking, pumpkins, apples, pears. And I'm about to meet with a little art journal class. We're going to try some of that same technique in the book. So I'm just cleaning out my water before I jump into that one. But yes, I am on the team with Rebecca, the All-Stars. And so, of course, I teach art for my hour. Sometimes I'm 2 times a week. Sometimes I'm 1 time a week. Okay. We just had to divvy it out. And so just kind of,
there's 3 teachers. So how do you do 3 teachers in 5 days a week?
Right.
Yeah. So we figured out, okay, there's 5 days a week. There's 4 weeks. That's like 20 lessons. And so we kind of like divided that by 3 to make it as equal as we could.
Right.
Yeah, Shannon was like the calendar mastermind, just figuring it out. So this first wave of lessons was each wave is 4 weeks. So next week is our 4th week. Actually, I can't even believe it's already been.
That's what Rebecca was saying.
I don't even know where the time's going. So next week's our 4th week. And so I ended up in that 4 weeks, I teach one less lesson than the other 2. But I have been doing a little bit more of the admin, a little bit more of it. So every week we have to send a packet of information to the families because they need science, like ingredients and supplies. They need art supplies because I'm not going to teach them with crayons for a whole hour because that doesn't work. Right. That's just not my vibe, just crayons. And then Shannon also has some things too. She does a little bit of craft. She does some nutrition, like games and fitness. And so it's really fun. Good variety. I think we have really a good variety in that group. Not just with the learners, but I think a good variety of what we offer them. Awesome. But we do a packet so that they know what to prepare for.
Oh, that's good.
So every week, about a week before, we send out the packet for the next week. Okay. So Jerry, Shannon, and I are constantly planning a couple weeks out so that we have everything ready to go to send to them a week before their class. So my brain gets muddled over like, okay, we're about to ready to start week 4. Oh, but today I have to turn week 5 into Jerry so she can make the packet. And then I'm going, wait, what did I put for week 4? What am I teaching this week? I have to go back and look it up going, what did I put down? Because what's nice about these teams and pods is I can reuse a lot of my lessons that I've made this past year with my other classes and go, what can I choose that I've already done to put it together? But then like, what did I put for last week? Oh.
Yeah, instead of working like harder and harder and harder, we're just trying to work smarter and take the ones we've already worked hard on and apply them to new groups of students. They haven't had those lessons yet and they're good lessons. So you don't have to reinvent something new. We can bring those back. And then, for me, like occasionally I'll see, because I'm always looking out for like new ideas and like, what can I do for this season that I haven't really done? So I'm just always scouring Instagram and different places and like adapting ideas to my style or whatever. Yeah. And so sometimes a new lesson pops in there, but
and what's nice is that if a new lesson pops into the teams, I can then use it on my own one-time class or my own ongoing class, because then I'm like, I've done it before and it worked or it flopped. You gotta have to test it on somebody.
So Rebecca gave me the links for your pod that you do together and your other pod. So if parents are interested in checking out their pods, they are both linked below. And if teachers are interested in getting started with a pod or team teaching, Rebecca also gave me a link to put below for that. So I think we got teachers and parents covered.
My other pod's a little different. So I just wanted to mention it really quickly because it's different. Because Rebecca's got 2 5-day-a-week pods. I'm in one. My second one is called Classic Trio. And it's also with Shannon doing health and fitness and myself doing art. And then we have Nicole Dyson Smith, and she is a really great teacher on Outschool that does music and movement together, but it's very focused on music and classical music. And she's really, really amazing. And so ours, that one is more of an after school. it used to be called supplementary, but now it's more like an after school program kind of thing where, and we're only doing 3 days a week. So they get health and fitness one day, art one day, and then music one day for an hour. And we just like, my day is Tuesday, and I actually have 2 sections of that, but neither of them are full. So we're not sure if we're doing wave 2 or not.
Okay. So do I have that link, Rebecca, to that one?
Yes, you have the classic trio.
Okay.
The one you don't have is my Bright Horizons, because they're full at the moment. They may open up, but they're full. And that one we made a little bit differently, because we made it for ages 3 to 5. We are doing every day. It's kind of every other day. So week 1, we do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Week 2, we do Tuesday, Thursday. Then Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday. So each of us teachers has one day. Like I teach Wednesdays, but Wednesday week 1, Wednesday week 3. And so I only teach them every other week. But they do see all 5 teachers in that cycle, and then they see them again. It's a little bit different.
I'm laughing because it's like a ton of moving parts.
Yeah. And every team and pod is just different with the way that they approach it. Which is great for families, because you have choices.
Yeah.
If you can't do an hour 5 days a week, you can do one that meets every other day, or you can be one that just 3 days a week, or you can meet one for the little babies, or there's some that are all the way to like 14, 15 years old. So there are choices out there.
Yeah. Great. So we will add the Bright Horizons to the description as well, if you're interested in that. Hello, Ariel. I teach ESL English classes on Outschool and escape rooms. Fun. Welcome. And if you're still here, I think we have about 7 that have come. Please give us a like and help us out with that crazy algorithm that I still don't have figured out. You would think by now I would get some of it, but so what else do we need to tell parents or teachers about pods? Can you think of anything?
Have you talked about?
Go ahead, Jerry.
Well, I was going to say, and then unfortunately I do have to go. I was going to say, like, payment. It's so these, I don't know if you mentioned this, because I did miss the first little bit. Yeah. It is a multi-day class. So for those that are familiar with all the formats on Outschool, it's not an ongoing class, even though we seem to keep cycling through to the next week. It's actually considered a multi-day class, like a camp. So like in the All-Stars, we are meeting every day, week 1, every day, week 2, every day, and at the same time. And so what you're paying for when parents are looking at wave 1 or session 1, or however they're wording that, they call it wave 1, is it's like a 4-week class. So that lump sum that you're paying for is in All-Stars is 1 hour every day, Monday through Friday, for 4 weeks.
So it's 20 sessions.
That's a lot. Yeah. You're getting a lot of great learning time with different teachers, but you do have to pay in that lump. So I think it's important to know that, because it's not ongoing where it just renews each week for $10 or $12 or whatever. It's different. Yeah.
So Ariel said, wow, I love this idea of pods. The classes must be super full in the summer. This kind of started this summer, right?
Yeah, it's give or take. It really depended on what time it was offered. Some of the Outschool summer camps did great. And they had like 18 kids all at once with 3 teachers. Breakout rooms had like 6 kids each. It was fantastic. That did not happen for me. I was in a team with 2 people. We chose afternoon times. They weren't as popular. We had 8 kids that we had to split amongst 2 people. I did the STEM class. I think we most had like 15. So oftentimes we just had to cancel because we only had like 1 kid. I'm like, maybe we should go find a fuller class. And so like I had planned to teach all summer long with these teams. And so did some of my other friends all summer long. And I only taught 4 weeks.
Oh, okay.
So it was hit or miss.
But mine was booked differently because of the time. So it just depends. It was all completely random.
You did more mornings. I did more afternoons.
Yeah. So in my morning one, I did 6 weeks. And I only didn't do the other weeks because we had another teacher jump in, and I was kind of interested in having a break. Yeah. I did 6 out of 9. Another person took my spot and did 4. So we overlapped 1 week. And then one other teacher, Shannon, she actually did all 9 weeks.
Okay.
But we had the lowest enrollment that I had was 15.
Wow.
But we had 25 in there a couple of times.
Yeah. So some did really good and some really flopped. They just give or take. So I know teachers have been out on like Facebook kind of criticizing these pods and these teams saying they're stealing all of our bookings. No, we're not. We're just offering some other choices for parents, but we are also struggling as well with bookings. We've had to cancel some classes because you don't get the full amount of people that we want to have.
Right.
So
and
everybody
not
is
exclusive.
Sorry. No. And also, I just want to clarify too, and then I'm going to jump off, but thank you for having me. That wasn't really pod learning over the summer. That was a camp. So they opened it to a wider group. It was 3 hours, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for a 3-hour session. So it's like a half day. And then after 1 week, your camp's over.
Yeah.
You can, so it's also a multi-day class, but it wasn't a pod really. It was team teaching where all the teachers are in the room together. We're tag teaming how we do it. And there's lots of students or learners and lots of our campers, actually, lots of campers, but like, it was just the 4 days.
Okay.
And you can keep re-enrolling. We had, Shannon and I had one camper with us all summer.
Oh, cute.
And she did a lot of the same projects. That's okay. But thank you for having me. I do need to go.
Bye, Jerry. Thanks.
Bye.
Kelly said people can be so petty.
They can be. And if they knew what we were going through on the other side, they would realize that it's not a competition. Yes, Outschool does promote these pods in little pop-ups, but we're not stealing anybody's bookings. In fact, a lot of the students in our classes come from pre-made like homeschooling groups or already groups of friends together or a co-op or something. And they go, let's all enroll in this class together. But some of them come from elsewhere. But we struggle just like you guys do. It's not like, oh, you can be the select people in the pod. You get all the bookings. No, we don't. No. And yes, over the summer, it was kind of invite only because it was in a trial phase. So like, let's all pick teachers that we know to join our team. This one was open to anybody in the Facebook community, and you had to make your own team and apply together. And there's a lot of new faces that I see on these chats, a lot of great teachers out there. And, you know, they still have their own classes going as well as the pod classes going. And it's just another source of income.
Great. Let's see. I think that is all I had in my notes. The fall semester started September 20th. It ends in December 17th, but you can still enroll now.
Yep. The next wave starts October 18th. So when you go to these classes now, it's going to say starting October 18th. And so you can enroll now, but you'll start then.
Oh, good to know. Good to know. So let's spread the word. If you're looking for a fun pod, check out Bright Horizons,
All Stars, Classical Trio. But then also click on the profile Outschool pods on there, and it'll give you a whole list of all the other pods being offered by the Outschool pods main name, because they may cater to the age you want or the kinds of classes you want. There's also full curriculums. So if you are like a homeschool third grader, I think there is a third grade pod that meets for 2 hours a day, and they go through the entire curriculum of third grade. And then you as a parent, you're like, yeah, because that's it. I mean, you do that and you're good to go. We're doing more of the supplemental fun stuff, but there are some that are very curriculum based.
But it's like, if you're a parent, like for me, if I was, you know, homeschooling, which I'm a kindergarten teacher, I did not homeschool, but if I was homeschooling, arts, music, those are things that I'm not good at. So I would totally be like, here, Rebecca, take my kid. Or, you know, if I was struggling
with the fun stuff.
Right. If I was struggling for like a specific math lesson or something, then, you know, you could find them on Outschool or find a pod that fits your schedule, fits your child, and, you know, foster that extra love of learning and learning through different ways. And I just think it's a great idea.
Yes.
Thanks, Rebecca. This is great. I didn't know much about it, so I really appreciate you coming on and helping us out with it. So.
Yeah, it's great to kind of try new things with Outschool, and some work great and some don't. It's all about being pilot programs, right?
Right. And I love that they try new things.
Yes.
They're constantly, and they're very good at communicating and letting us know what's coming. And yeah, so hey, Nomadic Trio, thanks for coming. We're just finishing up here, but just want to say hello, Ariel, Kelly, Nomadic Trio. Thank you for coming. And Rebecca, as always, we'll see you guys next time, next week, same time.